Question number 401. Under section 142 of CRPC, a magistrate is empowered to issue option A, injunction pending inquiry, option B, show cause notice, option C, notice of forfeiture of property, option C, order for local inspection. Here correct answer is option A, that is injunction pending inquiry. Question number 402. A magistrate has power to deal with urgent cases of apprehended danger of nuisance under section 183 of CRPC, section 144 of CRPC, section 145 of CRPC, section 107 of CRPC. Here correct answer is option B, that is section 144 of CRPC. Question number 403. Consider the following statement. Statement first, section 144 of CRPC is wider and more general section than section 145 of CRPC. Statement second, section 144 of CRPC is discretionary whereas section 145 of CRPC is mandatory. Which of the above statements are correct? In question number 403, correct answer is option C, that is both 1 and 2. Both these statements are correct. Question number 404. In which of the following cases section 144 of the CRPC has been held constitutionally valid by the Supreme Court? Correct answer is option A. Madhu Limaye versus SDM Munger is the correct answer. Question number 405. An executive magistrate may act even ex parte under section 144 of CRPC if immediate prevention of speedy remedy is desirable. Option A, to prevent obstruction, annoyance or injury to any lawfully employed person. Option B, to avoid danger to human life, health or safety. Option C, to avoid disturbance to public peace and tranquility, riot or affray. Option D, on any one or all of the above grounds. Here correct answer is option D, on any one or all of the above grounds. Question number 406. The validity of an order made under section 144 of CRPC is option A 3 months, option B 4 months, option C 2 months, option D 5 months. Correct answer is option C, that is 2 months. Question number 407. Which one of the following cases is related to section 144 of CRPC? Here correct answer is option B, that is State of Karnataka versus Praveen Togadia. Question number 408. An order under section 144 of CRPC shall remain in force for 2 months but can be extended by the state government for not exceeding option A 3 months, option B 6 months, option C 1 year, option D as state government may deem fit. Here correct answer is option B, that is 6 months. Question number 409. Who may order to prevent apprehended danger or nuisances under section 144 of CRPC? Option A, district magistrate. Option B, subdivisional magistrate. Option C, any executive magistrate empowered by the state government. Option D, all of the above. Here correct answer is option D, that is all of the above. Question number 410. Order under section 144 of CRPC is amenable to with writ jurisdiction on violation of any fundamental rights. This was held in the case of, here correct answer is option C, that is Ghulam Abbas versus State of UP 1981 SC 2198. In question number 411. Which of the following authorities has powers to prohibit carrying of arms in any procession or mass drill or mass training with arms? Here options are district magistrate or subdivision magistrate or executive magistrate or magistrate of first class, district magistrate only, executive magistrate only. Here correct answer is option C, that is district magistrate only. Question number 412. Who has the power of prohibit carrying arms in procession or mass drills or mass training with arms? Option A, magistrate of first class. Option B, court of session. Option C, district magistrate. Option C, chief judicial magistrate. Correct answer here is option C, that is district magistrate. Question number 413. Any public notice issued or an order made which prohibits carrying arms in procession or mass drill or mass training with arms shall remain in force for not more than option A 2 months, option B 3 months, option C 4 months, option D 5 months. Here correct answer is option B, that is 3 months. Question number 415. A group of militants of certain communal organization conducts training of members with arms in public place, threatening public peace and safety. With regard to this, which one among the following statement is correct? Option A, the police officer may pass order or public notice prohibiting conducting training with arms within the local limits of his jurisdiction. Option B, the judicial magistrate having jurisdiction over the area is authorized to pass any prohibitive order in the provisions of the CRPC. Option C, the district magistrate, if necessary, to prohibit such activity for prevention of public peace and safety by public notice or order. Option D, the district magistrate may direct the police officer within local limits of his jurisdiction to pass prohibitive notice or order for preservation of public peace and safety. Here in question number 414, the correct answer is option C. That is, the district magistrate may, if necessary, prohibit such activity for preservation of public peace and safety by public notice or order. Question number 450. What is the object of section 145 of CRPC? Option A, to prevent breach of peace. This is the correct answer. Option A will be the right answer. Question number 416. Any dispute relating to possession of immovable property is decided by. Here options are option A, judicial magistrate, option B, executive magistrate, option C, either by judicial or executive magistrate, option C, neither judicial nor executive magistrate. Here correct answer is option B, that is executive magistrate. Question number 417. Under section 145 of CRPC, in connection with a dispute on immovable property, the executive magistrate, prior to passing his order as regards to possession over such property, which one of the following periods he takes into consideration? Option A 1 month, option B 2 months, option C 4 months, option B 6 months. Here correct answer is option B, that is 2 months. Question number 418. Proceedings under section 145 of CRPC are initiated by the executive magistrate on the report of which of the following? Here correct answer is option B, that is police officer. Question number 419. Executive magistrate can put a party in possession of immovable property. Option A, upon the police report that a dispute in respect of such property is likely to disturb public peace. Option B, if that party is dispossessed unlawfully. Option C, if the rival party denies to deliver possession of a property, though such party is owner of it. And option D, none of the above. Here correct answer is option B, that is if that party is dispossessed unlawfully. Question number 420. Under which provision of CRPC can a party approach an executive magistrate and pray for dropping of the proceedings initiated under section 145 of CRPC? Here correct answer is option D, that is section 145 clause 5. Question number 421. A revision can be filed against an order passed by subdivision magistrate under section 145 clause 6 of CRPC in the court of. Here correct answer is option D, that is sessions judge. Question number 422. Which of the following are disputes relating to the land or water under section 145 of CRPC? Here options are disputes regarding the right to collect rent in respect of immovable property, option B, disputes relating to possession of standing crops, option C, dispute in right of fishery, and option D, all of the above. Here correct answer is option D, that is all of the above. Question number 423. Under subsection 1 of section 146 CRPC, the magistrate may attach the subject of dispute if it is movable. Option B, he decides that one of the parties was in possession of the said subject. Option C, he is unable to satisfy himself as to which of them was in possession of the subject of the dispute. And option D, in relation to that a receiver appointed by any civil court. Here correct answer is option C, that is if he is unable to satisfy himself as to which of them was in the possession of the subject of dispute. Question number 424. Which of the following is not correctly matched? Option A, conditional order for nuisance for removal of nuisance, section 133 is correctly matched. Option B, procedure where existence of public right is denied, section 137, right. Dispute concerning right of use of land water, section 145, right. Option D, power to issue order in urgent cases of nuisance or apprehended danger, section 145. This is not the correct answer. Therefore, option D will be the right answer. Question number 425. Under which of the following chapter of CRPC provisions for preventive action of the police are provided? Option A, chapter 10, option B, chapter 11, option C, chapter 12, and option D, none of these. Here correct answer is option B, that is chapter 11. Question number 426. Under which section of CRPC police can arrest a person to prevent the commission of cognizable offence? Option A, section 145, option B, section 133, option C, section 151, and option D, section 126. Here correct answer is option C, that is section 151. Section 151, arrest to prevent the commission of cognizable offences. Question number 427. Every person aware of the commission of an offence punishable under which of the following sections is bound to give information thereof to the nearest magistrate or police report? Here correct answer is option B, that is section 302 of IPC. Question number 428. Which of the following is not correctly matched? Option A, police to prevent cognizable offences, section 149. Option B, power to arrest to prevent the commission of cognizable offences, section 151, right. Power to certain armed forces or officers to disperse assembly, section 131, right. Arrest by magistrate, section 45. This is not correct. Therefore, it will be the right answer because in this question it has been asked which of the following is not correctly matched. Question number 429. Information regarding the occurrence of a cognizable offence is recorded by an officer in charge of a police station under which provision of the CRPC? Here options are section 149, section 153, section 155, section 200. Correct answer here is option B, that is section 154. Question number 430. FIR can be filed under which section of CRPC? Option A, section 151, option B, section 154, option C, section 155, and option D, section 54. Here correct answer is option B, that is section 154. Question number 431. Under which one of the following provisions of CRPC gives statutory definitions of FIR? Here correct answer is option D, that is not defined. FIR in CRPC is not defined. Question number 432. FIR suggests. Option A, it is the earliest and the first information of a cognizable offence prevented by an officer in charge of police station. Option B, it is the earliest and the first information of a cognizable offence is recorded by an officer in charge of the police station. Option C, it is the earliest and the first information of a cognizable offence committed by an officer in charge of police station. First and third options are not correct, and D option is none of these, therefore it will also be not correct. The remaining option, that is option B, is the right answer. FIR suggests that it is the earliest and the first information of a cognizable offence recorded by an officer in charge of a police station. Question number 433. Point out the incorrect answer. The FIR means option A, report about cognizable offence, option B, information given to the police officer, option C, information first in point of time, and option D, it must always be in writing. Here option D, that is it must always be in writing, is not correct, therefore it will be the right answer, because in this question it has been asked point out the incorrect answer. Question number 434. What is the principal object of the first information report under section 154 of CRPC? Option A, it is to set the criminal law in motion. Option B, it is to obtain information about the alleged criminal activity so as to be able to take suitable steps to trace and bring to book the guilty. Option C, either it is to set the criminal law in motion or it is to obtain information about the alleged criminal activity so as to be unable to take suitable steps to trace and bring to book the guilty. Option D, both to set the criminal law in motion and to obtain information about the alleged criminal activity so as to able to take suitable steps to trace and bring to book the guilty. Here in question number 434, correct answer is option D, that is both to set the criminal law in motion and to obtain information about the alleged criminal activity so as to be able to take suitable steps to trace and bring to book the guilty. Question number 435. Which of the following cases is a landmark case on FIR? Here option A, that is Lalita Kumari versus State of UP, is the correct answer. It is a landmark judgment. Question number 436. What is true in relation of a FIR? Option A, it is given to the officer in charge of a police station. It is signed by the person giving. It may be oral or in writing. And option D, all of the above. Here correct answer is option D, that is all of the above. Question number 437. FIR means option A, a complaint made to the High Court. Option B, a complaint made to magistrate. Option C, a complaint filed under section 199 clause 1 of CRPC. And option D, information relating to commission of a cognizable offence given to officer in charge of a police station. Here correct answer is option D. FIR means information relating to the commission of a cognizable offence given to an officer in charge of a police station. Question number 438. In reference of information relating to the commission of a cognizable offence, which of the following statement is not correct? Option A, it may be given orally to an officer in charge of a police station. Option B, it is reduced to writing by or under the direction or officer in charge of a police station. Option C, information reduced to writing is to be signed by the person giving. Option D, copy of information cannot be given free of cost to the informant. Here in this question it has been asked which of the following is not correct. So option D, that is copy of information cannot be given free of cost, is not correct, will be the right answer. Question number 439. Under section 154 of CRPC, who can give information relating to the commission of a cognizable offence? Option A, the victim himself only. Option B, the dependent of victim only. Option C, relative of victim only. And option D, any person. Here correct answer is option D, that is any person. Question number 440. Which of the following is not an essential element of the FIR? Option A, it is an information given to the police officer. Option B, information must be related to cognizable offence. Option C, it is an information first in point of time. And option D, information will relate to pay any offence whether cognizable or non-cognizable. In this question it has been asked which of the following is not an essential element. So option D is not an essential element. Other option A, B and C are the essential element. Therefore option D will be the right answer. Question number 441. In first information, if offence is cognizable, the whole case shall be deemed to be option A cognizable, option B non-cognizable, and option C it is to be seen whether it is a warrant case, option D it is to be seen whether it is a summon case. Here correct answer is option A, that is cognizable. Question number 442. According to CRPC, every information relating to the commission of a cognizable offence shall be signed by the person giving it. Option A is the right answer. Question number 443. A police officer is bound to register an FIR upon receiving any information relating to the commission of a cognizable offence under section 154 of CRPC. It was observed by the Supreme Court in the case of, here correct answer is option A, again Lalita Kumari versus State of UP. This is a very important landmark judgment. Question number 444. Read the following. FIR is the only report about the commission of a crime. Option second, FIR in itself is a substantial evidence. Of the above, A, one is true but second is false. Here option A is the right answer. One is true, that is FIR is only a report about the commission of a crime. This is true, but FIR in itself is a substantial evidence. This is false. So by going through the option A will be the right answer. Question number 445. In relation to FIR lodged under section 154 of CRPC, which of the following statement is not correct? Option A, it is not a substantive evidence. Option B, it merely marks the beginning of the investigation. Option C, it cannot be used as a previous statement for any purpose. Option D, the informant need to be an eyewitness. Here it has been asked which of the following is not correct. So option C is not correct, therefore will be the right answer. Question number 446. In which of the following cases Supreme Court held that FIR was not substantive evidence and could be used to corroborate its market? Here correct answer is option D, that is C. Mangesh versus State of Karnataka, AIR 2010. Question number 447. FIR is not a substantive evidence. It can be used during a trial for the following. Option A, only to corroborate the evidence of the informant. Option B, only to contradict the evidence of the informant. Option C, for both A and B above, and option D for neither A or B. Here correct answer is option C, that is for both A and B above, only to corroborate the evidence of the informant, only to contradict the evidence of the informant. Question number 448. Under the Criminal Procedure Code, who shall record the information of rape being given by a rape victim? Option A, officer in charge of the police station. Option B, deputy superintendent of police. Option C, officer not below the rank of sub-inspector. And option D, woman police officer or any woman officer. Here correct answer is option D, that is woman police officer or any woman officer. Question number 449. If an offence under section 376 IPC is committed, the information shall be recorded by a woman police officer under section. Here correct answer is option A, that is section 154 of CRPC. Question number 450. If any woman against whom an offence under section 326A of IPC is alleged to has been committed gives information under CRPC, such information should be recorded by a, option A, by a woman police officer or any woman officer, by judicial magistrate, by chief judicial magistrate, by subdivisional magistrate. Here correct answer is option A, that is by a woman police officer or any woman officer.